So with no further ado, the greatest instructor in the country, in my opinion, so gets him smiling, laughing, crapping in his pants, John Thornton.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning. I feel honored to be here today. My name is John Thornton. I'm from the Chicagoland area, and I'm going to talk a little about mass airflow diagnostics. And you know, if you look at a mass airflow, I think everyone would agree that diagnosing a mass airflow is a little bit more challenging than diagnosing a TPS or a coolant temp sensor. Would you agree? And there's a lot of variability when diagnosing mass airflow. Keep in mind, when most manufacturers start an engine, especially Nissan Infiniti, when you crank the engine over, just the idea that you're cranking, you have additional enrichment being provided. So even with additional enrichment, I still am 10% on the lean side. The only good answer here is I should be on what side of Lambda? I should be on the rich side, which I'm not. Again, keep in mind, each one of these divisions, please, is 20 seconds a clock. I'm the mass airflow sensor. This is my signal line, my right hand, and this is my return line, my left hand. So when you go to measure, can I ask you for your hands? It ain't gonna hurt. It ain't gonna hurt. Make a fist. You can assist. They said it. When the PCM goes to make my measurement, it's comparing the signal line to what line? The low return. Is it comparing it to the ground? Thank you. Agreed? If it doesn't compare it to the ground, why would we put our scope lead or meter lead on the block? Agreed? Now, don't get me wrong, there are some mass airflow sensors out there, not some, there are a number of mass airflows that the ground or the return wire does go to ground, does go to the block or a bracket. Well, that's fine. But if it goes to the PCM, I'd encourage you to put the black lead on the return line, not necessarily at the PCM, you don't want to drop boxes all the time, but at the mass airflow. Ford actually has a TSB on their air filter housings on squads that can set erroneous electronic throttle control codes because the air does not enter into the engine properly. They have a reinforced upper black housing for the air filter to fix an ETC code. Who would have thought that could ever fix anything? So there's a lot of design there.
John, also on a 3.8 GM motor, that little screen they have up front, a lot of times people take the boot off and they just kind of move that screen, the little thing that lets the air go through, and that'll...
The diffuser.
The diffuser.
Exactly what happens at lower speeds. Most engines at jump time, and again, you always got to wonder how much time, double overhead cam or not, but generally speaking, if you've got cam timing that's off on a V engine, double overhead or single overhead cam, there's a trim skew. And generally speaking, as you increase the RPM, it gets better. It never gets right, but it gets better. Catalysts are just the opposite. They're really good at idle or low speeds, but the further you put your foot into it, the greater the spread. The one that's got the negative trims, that's the one with the problem. Over in this example right now, my hand-drawn example is this one right here. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.